Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I'm on my way home, and since I had some time, I thought I had to talk to you about the Apple Watch. Apple announced the actual pricing to the Apple Watch, which, let's just get it out of the way, is outrageous in my opinion, and I've been buying Apple products for years, but that's a little off the charts as far as expensive. But I wanted to talk to you about the actual Apple Watch and some things they announced, and then get some of your opinions as well. So let's start with the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch starts at $349 and then goes to $15,000 for the pure gold version. Now the gold is 18 karat solid gold, so it does have thousands of dollars worth of gold in there just by weight, but the rest of the line is a little bit out of line actually, and $349 is for the little version, basically the smaller size watch, and then there's a larger size watch, and I think they're 38 and 42 millimeter. That's just off the top of my head, but I may be wrong. But the larger size that I would need is $399. Now that's just for the aluminum sport band with basically the plastic wristband, or whatever the polyfluorine wristband, or whatever it's called. But basically it's a really expensive aluminum and plastic wristband. Now I'm sure the textures are nice, things like that. Apple always gets that right. But really, when you start to go up from there, the actual version that I wanted originally is starts at $600 basically. It's the stainless steel version. The dark stainless steel is even more expensive, and that's really what I wanted. I thought maybe I'd get the dark stainless steel with a traditional leather band. That's kind of what I thought I would get. That's $1,050, $1,050, or maybe $1,069, something ridiculous. So the most expensive, I think I'd be willing to spend $749. So I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll just get the aluminum one. I don't know. But right now, for the top of the line one, which really isn't top of the line, it's just based on the bands. You're spending an additional $600 just based on the band that you want. You can buy the bands aftermarket from Apple as an accessory, but it's priced pretty outrageously, I think, especially considering my iPhone, the 6 Plus that I'm using is $849, and the 6 that I have is $749, and that's without a contract. Now, if you had a contract, that drops way down, and that's much more affordable for the average consumer. So Apple's either trying to just be in the luxury brand market and have celebrities wear their high-end watches, or I'm not really sure what they're going for here, but we'll see how many people buy it. Now, originally the iPhone was $599, and it came down quickly in price. So we'll see what they do as far as that goes. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the one thing I was actually really excited about was the new MacBook. Now the MacBook, I thought maybe they'd get rid of the MacBook Air and call this the new MacBook Air, but this is the new MacBook, and it's got a Retina display. It's 12 inches, and I don't have all the specs to rattle off the top of my head, but basically 12 inches, has a Core M processor in it, so that means it's got a 1.1 gigahertz that overclocks all the way up to 2.4, and that's the base model, and it's around $1,250. So it's kind of expensive, but it's got an all-new keyboard. It's super thin. It's thinner than the MacBook Air is right now, so that's pretty crazy. It also has really good battery life, so they say. We'll try that out. And it has an all-new keyboard that has different types of keys with less travel, but more accurate inside as far as touching them on the side. But the most exciting part to me, other than that, built into the MacBook, is the new glass trackpad. Now, the glass trackpad's been around for a while, and it's been hinged at the top. Now it's hinged, or really isn't hinged. You can tap it anywhere, and it actually has a taptic feedback motor that's adjustable that gives you feedback. So that'll be kind of interesting to see exactly how well that really works. I'm interested to see what that's all about. Now I'm curious what it'll be like to use, and if I'll like it as much as my MacBook Pro, but only time will tell, and I'm sure they'll add that to all the MacBook lines, as they said they're going to be adding that to some of the MacBooks already. Now, the interesting thing is there's only one port on the side of this MacBook, and that one port does everything. It uses the new USB reversible dongle. If you haven't seen that, it's pretty interesting. It's smaller. It looks sort of similar to the old DisplayPort adapter, or the old display adapters if you have a Mac Cinema display or Apple Cinema display. Looks really similar to that, but shrunk down, and then it's reversible, so that's nice. But it also allows for DisplayPort out, USB 3.0 out, and a couple other things, but no Thunderbolt. So this one is completely wireless basically, and then it just charges and lasts all day. So those were the really big announcements. There was also some interesting health kit announcements where there's some health apps where it will allow you to do some research studies if you're interested in Parkinson's or heart research or diabetes research and some other things. And Apple won't collect this data, they've said, and you can opt into them if you want. You can download those separately. They're free, and they go to different places like Stanford, places like that. So those are kind of interesting. And on top of that, iOS 8.2 is out, which adds all of that and adds a phone connectivity app to the iPhone as well. So that's pretty much it. And I won't ramble too much. You can actually watch the keynote on Apple's site. You can watch it on YouTube probably by now as well. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. It was a good keynote, and Tim Cook was surprisingly good this time around, and much more comfortable, I think. I'd be curious to know what you think about the Apple Watch. What do you think about the prices? Will you pick one up? Maybe you'll switch to an Android Wear. And the Android Watch I have, the Moto 360, $250 for that. I thought that was a little bit steep. Now we're dealing with $350 to $15,000. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I'm more excited about the MacBook, so I'd be curious to know what you think about that as well. And anything else that came out today, maybe I missed that you thought was a big improvement or something you're excited about, let me know in the comments below. If you have any other questions, again, leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.